Alright folks, check this out. So today's topic, much like calories in, calories out, has a little bit more nuance to it than I think most people realize. And that's the topic of carbs. Carbohydrates. So carbs, as you know, are a macronutrient, right? They're the most easily accessible substrate for energy. And a lot of people think that basically too many carbs will make it impossible for you to lose fat. And in order to lose fat, you just have to reduce carbs to negative. Neither of those statements are entirely true. What is a more accurate statement is that via the titration of carbohydrate intake, you can set the stage for specific desired outcomes, whether that be the reduction in adiposity while retaining lean mass or cultivating a more anabolic environment. In other words, setting the stage for massing. So let's look at the reduction in adiposity scenario. The main purpose of carbohydrates when you're trying to lose fat, but you're keeping some carbs in, is to appease the anti-catabolic mechanism. So for instance, like Ozempic, hunger signaling type drugs that just make you eat less. Well, you'll lose weight, but we don't want to just lose pounds on the scale. We want to lose preferentially fat mass, but retain lean mass, as in muscle tissue. The combination of resistance training and some amount of carbohydrates, a titrated amount, with a caloric deficit, will then preferentially debit from the fat sources, utilizing the carbohydrates that you are taking in to, number one, kind of keep that anti-catabolic, like feed off of muscle in the absence of other available energy mechanism satiated, and at the same time also provide a very robust stimulus to keep that muscle and a little bit of the energy required to do so. So for this reason, I very strongly believe that you should include some small amount of carbohydrates in your diet, even if you're trying to lose fat. Now, conversely, if you're massing, you definitely want to have carbohydrates in your diet. And this is primarily due to the effects that carbohydrate intake has on the release of insulin. Insulin, as secreted by the pancreas, is a very powerful hormone that basically signals the cells to soak up nutrients. If you're an inactive person, this can obviously lead to a ton of weight gain and a host of other problems. But if you're doing regular intense resistance training and you first have enough carbs to satisfy that anti-catabolic mechanism, and then more so still to have an insulin response to drive additional nutrients to the cells, cultivating a more anabolic environment, and furthermore having plenty of substrate left over to fuel the energy requirements of the process. Remember folks, there's no free lunch. Every process in the body requires energy: thinking, the act of digestion, and especially building new muscle. Overall energy balance is your biggest lever, but your next biggest lever in terms of diet outcomes is your carbohydrate intake. First of all, having some, but managing how much or how few depending on your goals. Thanks for watching.